previously in the GodBreaking. A group of heroes traveling the plains of Elysium have managed to make it to the Luminant Beaconary. And there they were asked a question. A question that reflected upon their very character. They were asked to recall of an influential person from their history, someone who inspired them to become the person that they are today. And as you each individually shared of the motivational people, the loved ones, the even sometimes enemies or what's what I'm looking for? What's the ward? The warlock patrons. That's the word. Patron deities or other characters that have molded you or helped guide you into the people that you are now. The beacon responded in kind as it saw into the truth of who you were. And upon your final story, judging that you had spoken truthfully, the beacon opened its infinite gaze up to you and gave you insight into the world above you, the infinite mountain that no mortal had ever sought to climb before. You guys looked into the towering and jagged cliffs of Solaris, where the silver dragon god Bahamut was chained atop the peak. You guys peered into Nirvana, the platinum heaven, where the height of the war raged. And then you guys even saw Arcadia, the Electrum heaven, filled with the corpses of demons and angels. The war there filling the entire plane. And in the middle of it, enshrouded, ensconced in a not yet destroyed temple, the Divine Forge. Given that insight, that glimpse into the heavens, and they're standing before the beacon, you guys saw what was to come. The lands and the worlds that you would have to traverse, a glimpse into your future, as it were. And then I think that's where we left off. So you guys are right now, currently, near the base of the Luminant Beaconary. You have with you Akelia and her pet koatle Nutmeg. And you guys have just recovered from this vision state, coming out of almost as a trance, a spirit walk, as it were. You guys come to and realize that all of you had seen and heard all these things. The beacon has grown dark, and you are left to yourselves. What do you guys want to do next?
Okay, I was just writing down quick notes as to where what we saw was, because I think Deimos had to head off early.
That's right.
And you did mention like the war was spanning both Arcadia and the plane above it.
Yes.
Like that's where the primary amount of forces are. And if I remember correctly, when you were skirting the base of the Mount Celestia, on the lowest one, Luskin? I can't even read it at this
Lunia.
point, sorry.
Lunia.
Lunia, yes. There was a weird, shadowy, weird demon that had that we had managed to scare back up the mountain, right?
Several
A
sessions ago,
huge,
yes.
yeah, a Okay, yeah. I'm just trying to figure out like what we've seen across the whole freaking mountain. Okay, yay! Okay, good.
Cool. All right, you guys take a second, talk amongst yourselves, figure out what you want to do. I'm going to go get a drink.
Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
Well, did you want to head over to Tempest now, as in like the last of the vigils?
Yeah, I figure that's like one of the big things we got to get done.
It was also one of the sources of the unknown darkness.
Mm-hmm.
No idea what's going on there. Situations. It would have been nice if one of us had looked in to find out what the fuck was going on there, but that didn't happen. So,
Looked in where?
on the other side of what do you call it? This mountain where the Tempest is vigil.
'Cause it looks up, it doesn't look level or down.
No, no, no. It looks like inside to areas that you cannot see otherwise. And we
Yeah,
definitely cannot see what do you call it? Tempest's vigil.
but we're not magically or divinely prevented from. You
No, we
could
are.
we could
We are
just
prevented.
scry on it.
I don't think we have been able to because
We've
remember the
never
darkness issue? Like it stopped
the
all
b-
of the
the
guardians of all
barrier
the previous vigils.
the barrier the we've never tried to scry on anything here.
No, no, no.
We've
I'm talking
tried
about.
to
Remember the guardians? They spoke of Tempest's vigil and they could not reach it. There was a darkness there that's in
yeah, they
like they
can't
couldn't
get
go
to it
through.
because it's turned off. It's dead. We got to go light it back up. Someone
No, no,
blew
no,
out
no.
the candle.
There was literally they mentioned darkness or dark something.
Yeah, but they can't go to it because it's not on. Otherwise, they would have to travel through demon infested. They can't teleport to it or anything
Okay, I'm back.
because it's not
Alrighty,
turned on. I
we are
think.
heading over to Tempest's vigil.
Okay.
First we should go back and see Home Slice because I'm really not digging this. Like missing like 40 levels worth of spell slots.
Well, she said we have to keep waiting for her to recharge to keep doing that, and she
Yeah,
had
it's
a
it's
little
it's
left to
been
go
a,
here.
It's
it's
been
been a
several
day.
days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
how long would it take to get through the vigil versus getting back to the previous vigil, like Tyr's vigil?
We just need to go to Tears Visual, then we can teleport to Torm's Visual, and then teleport back, and then
Yep. That's pretty much the quickest way.
because since we fixed Tears, we can teleport between them. Remember, or walk through them. I don't think it's quite teleporting.
Yeah. All right. Is that what you guys are doing? You guys are going back or pressing on?
3, let's see, 4, 8, 12,
On the map, if you guys
17,
want to,
20,
um,
34.
so Tempest's Vigil would be if you were looking through the mountain, like right over there. And you guys are currently, at the Luminant Beaconary.
So, could we assume geographically it's relatively the same on the other side, roughly? So it's going to be kind of by the coast.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so it's that darkness. Crap.
The stretch that this stretch here was the longest stretch that you guys have traveled. This took you, I forget what I said, probably 10 days or so to traverse.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking we should go back to Tyr's Visual, teleport to Torm's Visual, and then we should go this way because when it comes to big jackasses, we've killed most of them in this side of the island. And so let's just ignore the ones on the other side of the island and go the path of least resistance.
It's up to you. What do you guys want to do?
I remember
Uh,
last time we were at Tears Vigil and um oh my god, I can't even remember the name. Artrus' sister um
Cyrene.
came through the port. Yeah, Serene. Yeah, came through the portal to Tears. And so we didn't have to actually go through.
Yep.
Was there's no cost associated to it though, right? Like if you go through, there's no issues that way. If you
Uh,
wanted
Correct.
to step through. Okay,
Correct.
cool, cool.
it's like walking through a door. Because Deimos
Like
did
walking
it
through a
first.
Stargate.
Yeah, there you go.
And Midas, where did we actually land when we first came here? Like, I remember it was a beach coast. Was it at where it says Elysium? Like
No,
the
it
word.
was it was like here-ish. It wasn't at the gateway. It was like,
Alrighty,
yeah, right over there-ish.
alrighty, perfect.
Yeah. And then we went on a rampage, killing like everything in this area, big, tall, small, and we don't
I
know
don't
what
think
the
we
hell is
killed a lot.
north of.
We made a beeline over
We
um
killed two
to
uber
the vigil.
demons, wiped out like three big squads of demons.
You killed Harrow and Tabubo.
Yeah, we killed the
Yeah,
major villains on this plane in that area, but
yeah.
we didn't actually go through and kill everything in the area because that's basically three continents, people.
Hmm.
Well, no, what I'm saying is we killed a bunch of stuff, so we could assume there's less we can run into if we go up that side to go around as opposed to going north of the beacon.
Haven't
That
heard
was
from
my thought.
Elvin or Deimos. Any opinions, people?
They're
no,
drinking.
Deimos don't care if we got to
Okay,
go
let's
back.
just do it. Yeah, go ahead.
Whatever you guys want.
Okay. So you guys are making your way back towards Tyr's Vigil. Let's see here. Did um, we didn't do any kind of rest since the previous day? I don't think. So
Or
No,
maybe not for
we
like eight
in
hours.
we ended with I think Rinley doing her vision or looking through the balls. I think is where we ended, so we didn't rest or anything.
okay. Well, the journey back towards Tyr's Vigil, and again, Akelia has managed to enhance the speed of your guys' chariot, and your perception over the last several weeks. You know, you guys have been on this plane for, bordering on 4 weeks now. Um, is that Akelia is gradually, very slowly becoming not more capable, but having a little bit more attention and energy to devote to her to this basically this realm that you're in right now. Her attention and her consciousness is divided across so many different worlds and planes, um, that she isn't able to do much here, and that's what she's been communicating with you. But as she is gradually becoming more accustomed to her power, she's able to deploy more of her abilities where you are.
How
You
is she
guys.
doing, by
Oh,
the way? Because the Baconary took a lot out of her, and the last we checked was her resting and trying to recover. And I don't even know if she went through any vision of her own or what happened after we had our.
Yeah, and has she recovered from getting stabbed in the heart?
um, Deimos chimichangaed her to bring her back from any mortal wounds or any god killing wounds. But you haven't asked her since then.
I'll leave that up to you, Rinley.
So post vision, and us planning on maybe resting if it's been 8 hours. I would turn to her and just like check up on her and be like, "Are you doing okay? We're gonna rest. Would that help, or do you think we need to head away from?" And I point up above at the large statue.
Mm-hmm.
Like, should we like maybe head further away? Would that help?
um, she says, as you guys are standing basically in the shadow of the beacon, she looks up at it and she says, I've I've grown more accustomed to its presence over the last several hours. It is quite disorienting for me. The power that flows through it is ancient and of a different sort, from a time past, a time lost to memory, even the memory of the gods. But it is no foe, and as I learned to accept that, I've become more comfortable. So I believe that I would be all right. Staying here, resting here.
Sounds good. And maybe if you were to rest and like maybe meditate. Yes, meditate. Do some yoga, tai chi. Maybe you would get some ideas as to like or insights into deep magics of yesteryear or aeons past. You know, to help you like tap into your inner goddess. I don't know, but you do that. And I give her multiple thumbs up.
She smiles. She says, "You're so sweet, Renly. I shall try. I would appreciate a rest. It seems as if it's not right. I I can feel that what I'm doing is not just beyond me. I don't understand how any creature could, any mind, any being could do this for long. I pity the poor angels who have had to uphold their god's domains. It must be incredibly taxing upon them. Satellisa and Cyrene and Altruis, they must be suffering so." She says,
Might be worth asking them about that. They
"Yes,
probably took it up for a reason, though.
yes. Well,
Ah, somebody had to pick up the mess their creators made.
I suppose it is so. But yes, I would appreciate a rest." Alright, so you guys get your long rest, and 8 hours later, you all have either slept or just reclined or managed to just let down your guard enough to have recovered a lot of your abilities, and your physical strength returns. Akelia seems a bit brighter. Um,
Did she
and
want to do her own, like, vision journey with the statue before we leave?
she says, "I did. When you were in there, I I saw something of my own. Um, she says, I spoke to my father. I just heard his voice. I couldn't see him, but it had been so long. Yeah,
Did he see anything? If you don't mind me asking.
he said two things. The first was that he was proud of me and that he loved me. The second was a warning. A warning to not overstep and to grasp that which I cannot attain too quickly, but to let time take its course. All things come in time, he said."
Your father sounds like a wise man.
Well, he was always
He's
my
pretty cool
my
guy.
rock. She smiles. Yes, yes, Uncle Deimos. You and you shared many famous stories together. He told me some of them, some of the
I don't believe
heroic
anything he
feats.
said.
Oh, he told me greatly of your heroism.
Yes, that might be true.
And he, and she smiled. And he told me some of your brash foolishness, and your
It sounds like a thing that couldn't be true. You know, Uncle Deimos is definitely a gentleman and respectable.
and he did tell me that you had a way with women to always drive
Now
them
you
away.
know he's lying. Yeah, oh, okay, never mind. That's definitely true again. Okay,
Alright,
He said,
your dad actually probably told the truth about me.
he said the only thing that was greater than the fleeing sound of your enemies, the sound of your enemies fleeing before you, was the sound of the women fleeing before you.
You know, the weirdest thing is like, he told me that before like a bunch of big fights, and like it was true. The only thing that was really weird was when we had to fight a massive orc horde, but they were all female. They didn't know what to do. They ran away, screaming really loud.
Oh, a smile crosses her lips, and she says, "Yes, he might have told me that."
Obviously, you hadn't met Elvin yet, because I see that going very differently if Elvin was around.
No, she smiles.
I would have banged them all.
She says, "I'm sure you would have, but or at least
I
died
called her this,
trying,
I'm like,
right?"
You didn't say anything. You'll find out when you're older.
She smiles. She says, "Yes, I have not had much experience in the ways of romance, I must admit. It's all been letters and some small exchanges of words, but..."
You're sending your letters or words is hypothetically asking for a friend here. Just
Oh, you
gonna write this
remember?
here in my notes.
You remember? I mean, there were several. When we were young, when I was at the academy in Mistrala, Telephos, I know
Okay.
he took a liking to
Yeah.
me, but I was far too focused on my studies.
Of course, like a responsible young adult.
There were many quarters when I was in Elysium, and we were surrounded by the undead horde, many of them political, of course.
If I could just possibly have names, addresses, and mother's maiden names, it'd be just fantastic.
She says, "Oh, I was far too sick. You remember, Deimos?"
Of course.
I-
They
so
meant
I-
nothing.
Yes, I did not allow myself to entertain any romances. And then, of course, your dwarven friend, Kildrak.
That's unfortunate.
He would send me the most curious notes, with many of them were in dwarven, and they were poorly written. You would think that a dwarf would understand his own language better, and they came with all these curious pictographs.
It's crazy. Just don't never trust a Kildrak. That's that rule number one in the dating world. Hey, we won't ever talk about that again, okay?
I cannot look at Achilles' face directly at this point.
Pictographs, I swear. Hey, my bard.
Well, they were rather vulgar, but they were so clumsily drawn. I'm not quite sure if they were meant in jest or as an
Yes, it was-
innuendo.
He was very unskilled, unlike the fine arts that you're used to. Stick with that story.
I mean, indeed, Uncle Deimos. I mean, let's be honest. You're no artist yourself, but
Oh,
if I had to press, if I were pressed to confess which between you and Kildrak were the worst artist, I mean, I've seen your pamphlets. I couldn't honestly tell you. They were both rather childishly drawn.
Oh, let's just close the subject and never talk about it again. Okay? I pat her on the head. I think it's time for bed, and don't let guys talk to you because they're bad people, and females who are trying to get with you are also bad people. Honestly, Anakin is trying to get you as bad people. Let Uncle Deimos deal with them.
I open my backpack, I pull out a sack, I pull out this like leaf and I cut it open and I pass it to Deimos.
What's this do?
Would you like some aloe vera? It would help with the burn.
I would very much like this. Stick it in my pants. If I'm chafing all day.
She says, well, very well. I readied the chariots. I believe I will be able to set a new speed record for us. I've been trying to enhance the spells and the rune work. I've had a new idea overnight. Shall we try it?
That sounds lovely, though Akelia, if you ever want to, share your opinions about art or otherwise about
Randy,
feel
look
free.
at this. In
We're
my
very
pocket, I
refreshing.
have much of this marijuana for you. Mushrooms.
Oh, is it really? Let me figure out if I can make tea out of it.
It's definitely ignore everything she says.
Okay. As you guys pile into the chariot, your journey back towards Tyr's Vigil is relatively uneventful. You guys had recently cleared the path, encountering a monstrous demon along the way, and nothing else in the few hours in the 8 hours that have passed. Well, I guess it's half a day that's passed. Has re-ventured into this area. So it takes you a couple days to zip back to Tyr's Vigil. But once you do, you find it. You approach and you hear the clanging of hammer and anvil. You smell the concoctions brewing and the chemicals and oils just kind of soaking and saturating the area. You can tell that Satellizer has been hard at work.
Let's see what she fucked up this time.
Yoo-hoo, we're back from the Beaconary.
You've seen everything.
Oh, like, yeah, you guys weren't gone very long. I mean, like, did you see anything cool out there? I mean, I've been doing some good work out here, but I imagine that what you guys saw was pretty darn, mind-blowing and shit.
It was pretty crazy. It's like, pretend like it was more mind blowing than your voice.
My what?
Well, there were a lot of balls, but we didn't bring any back. So
Yes.
just the two that you have right now that you're,
Wait,
destroying.
What are you saying about my voice?
Well, I was just saying, it sounds like the craftsman's voice.
Fuck
But
right.
you don't have craftsman features, and it's a compliment, and I'm sticking to that story.
Uh-huh. I see.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
was that dig about balls anything against me, Renly? I mean, like, speak
No,
true.
we left you 2 sacks. Remember those empty sacks? They used to be balls that the demon was holding up. It feels like
Oh,
every time we go to something, they have like balls floating up in the sky or something. And the beacon area was no different. It was so
yeah,
weird.
yeah, it's pretty vulgar, I admit. But, like, I fixed all that, you know. Those ball sacks you gave me? Yeah, I fixed all that.
What did you make of it?
Yeah, I should probably get it out. It's been done for, like, 2 days now. Where'd I put it?
You see her digging through some piles of stuff, and she pulls out
We need a parchment for you to draw on. I'm just asking.
I don't know if we want that, Renly.
I mean, it's nothing. I mean, it looks, it's just.
I'm just wondering, like, if it gives Elwin ideas.
So I'm gonna put this in chat. She hands you.
You did death from frostbite to the head. That's awesome.
You will never lose hair, frostbite, or flesh. Woo! Power move sack is awesome.
Yeah, so it's a two-phase thing. Use your bonus action to use Power Move Suck, and a focal spot of intake forms on the front of the cap. It's like a flesh-colored kind of skin cap or skull cap. You know, those things that people wear.
So basically, Deimos is going to be playing suck and blow.
Yes.
Like this game. Okay.
Now, is this a thing where it can only absorb so much, or is it just like this for the?
It's as long as you hold concentration.
Oh, okay.
So
So if you
basically, the
What if
next
you
time you
lose
take 500
if you lose concentration?
if
does
you
it
lose
just
concentration, it's
fire
over.
off?
It's over.
Okay.
You have to if to use power move blow, you have to have still be maintaining concentration.
Okay.
But as soon as like you take an AOE or something, that's not directly from the front, then and it's like 500 damage, you
Yeah.
lose concentration. This is awesome.
I love the end.
Come on and go.
All right. Now, who wants this? Anybody? I mean,
Can you pop it
This
up
is-
again?
this is.
I'll
pretty
put it in chat.
dank. This is a pretty amazing thing.
I look at you in your tidy whities, and I'm like, why are you asking?
I mean, I'll definitely take it, but I want to make sure everyone else has options. I mean,
Do you see the circumference of this headgear? It directly fits your head.
It says Deimos on the inside.
You see your name right there.
It's weird. It says a unicorn, right? I mean, I've never seen a unicorn, but I could swear there's a payload dick sticking out of it. Could have sworn. I just.
That only forms when you activate power move blow, by the way. And you have to ram someone with the tip.
But when you say it like that, it seems like a fashion statement. It's a power statement right there. I mean, if nobody else wants it, El Deimos will have no problem sticking this skull cap on.
You and Elwin should like test it out. Like maybe Elwin should like, hit you with something. I don't know.
Yes. Now, is it possible to
Vitus.
get like a skull and crossbones drawn on it so it looks badass?
So Satellizer looks at you for a second and says,
Yeah, I craft things. I don't necessarily decorate them. You want me to put skull and crossbones here?
and she tosses you like an etching kind of stone. She's like,
Renly.
Rub this on the side. Rub it on the side, and
Draw
it'll put a permanent, mark on it.
Cool. Renly, would you prefer to draw a skull and crossbones on here? It seems my drawing skills right now are no go.
I've never really drawn anything very well.
Draw this Renly. Below my cover.
you gotta draw it on the parchment.
Sure.
Whenever you draw on the parchment, is gonna be permanently etched on the side of this skull cap.
I know she has so much power in her hands.
You drawing, Renly?
I'm totally drawing.
I can't see it.
Oh,
On
no.
parchment. Oh, okay. There you go.
Oh, thank goodness. It could have been so much
It
worse.
didn't end
Oh,
there.
that's so
Shush.
bad. That's amazing. Oh, thank you so much.
Okay.
I used a stone and I rubbed dirt on it, and then I totally start patting the cap down with the dirt in the way that I do my rituals. So it's like going for a holy festival, like in India, where you've got light and everything, and then you've got all the chalk on the floor.
Mhm.
So it's drawn like that.
Okay. Cool. All right, so Deimos, you've gained this item. You may put it in your inventory. It requires attunement.
Yep, definitely have that because all my stuff got blown up.
Okay, so now you have a magical pair of underwear and a magical skull cap.
Yeah, I do. Man, I'm looking like a straight badass right now.
All right.
From far, it's what
Hey.
I've heard people call a monet. You see it squiggle, and then when you go up, you see more squiggles.
Your art is insane.
Your art.
You say it like that, it makes perfect sense.
Midas.
Yo, what's up?
Got a new spell to run by you.
Okay, link it. Master Shield.
Hey, Elwin, do you want to test out this whole cap thing?
I already have my staff of the Magi ready to hit Deimos with it. And
Perfect.
Alright, you see, I stick it on, and I have it. I'm just like pointing at my head at you like a freaking rhinoceros. I'm just like, go for it. And I'm bonus action just rubbing myself. I'm just like,
I can't hit
And
you.
when
I'm
you
actually jumping.
do,
I'm
when
jumping
you
in
miss
front of
the
your.
first two
Yeah.
times,
I'm jumping
when you-
in front of these things. Like I'm making it near impossible. Like I'm using my reaction to try to also hit. You
The
hit.
first two, like, we time it so bad, I totally missed, but then on the third time we get it.
We get it this time.
So, that would be the damage.
So you
This
crack
is like a
you crack
goal.
Alan across the head. Alright.
Doink.
I don't even feel anything.
All right, so Elwin, you crack Deimos across the head. No, Deimos, you feel it. So you take 8 points of damage. But what happens is a focal intake portal, or what did I call it?
It's a focus spot.
A focal spot of intake forms on the front of the cap. I'll let you imagine what that looks like, and you take 8 points of damage, but the cap also absorbs 8 points of damage.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so it basically stores that much damage.
So does it look like an eye socket that's been rotated, say, like 90 degrees one direction?
It's roughly correct, yeah.
I mean, that's a PG version of it. Okay. I will go like, let me help. I will wild shape into a gorilla, grab Elwin, and throw him at Deimos to see how this works with thrown objects.
As
Okay.
he throws it, I will release power move blow.
No, we need to find out what happens when things are
Just
trying to
joking,
grab
just
you.
joking. Yeah, okay, yeah, let's do it. I'm trying to like
Sorry.
headbutt him. Like I'm trying to like get my head straight in there. Like as they're
Hold on a
throwing
second, hold on a second.
at me. Like I got it.
Hold
It's
on a
not
second. And
tough tug. Open your arms.
thrown objects. That's like an improvised weapon, right? I gotta see what the
Yeah.
the damage is.
That we can absorb.
Um,
What happens? I'm wondering.
If it's an improvised weapon, it's, if I remember correctly, it's the same as punching someone if you're not a monk. So it does whatever their strength modifier is.
Alright. I'm actually going into the player's handbook right now. So look at what improvised weapons are. I can't remember the last time I opened
Yeah,
this
I
up.
do it as a gorilla, so I just
Sometimes
throw it.
characters don't have weapons. In many cases, an improvised like object is an actual weapon, like a table leg, or let's see, an object that bears no resemblance to a weapon deals 1d4 damage. If a character uses a ranged weapon to make the melee attack, blah 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 blah, it deals 1d4 damage. An improvised weapon has a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet. Okay, so we'll call Elwin the improvised weapon. And according to the player's handbook, it deals 1d4 damage.
Wait, since she turned into an ape, wouldn't it be her rock throw? And she's replacing the rock.
Oh,
with
that's
Elwin?
right. That's right. It would. Okay, so monster manual.
Because they have a special thing for throwing.
Was it a
stuff.
giant ape or just an ape?
If I can do a giant ape, I would have gone big.
Yeah,
Okay. So
giant ape's the one you want.
giant ape,
But the-
ranged weapon attack.
Yeah, if Deimos can negate any of that force damage, like from Elwin coming at him, that would be amazing. So I'm just like wondering how this works.
Okay, so it's a on a throw it does 76 plus 6 bludgeoning damage. So Renly, go ahead and roll 7d6 plus 6.
So 26.
26 bludgeoning damage. Deimos and Elwyn, both of you take it, since Elwyn, you hit into Deimos.
Take that, Deimos.
So,
You got me
Elwyn,
good that time.
Elwyn, your
I do
face
like
goes.
my crotch attack.
No, goes salty.
You smash Deimos right in the head. Elwyn, your face makes contact with the focal intake spot, and you guys go flying off each other. And yep.
Oh, so it doesn't actually stop it from happening.
Oh
Sorry.
no, correct. Yeah, Deimos takes the damage.
Yeah,
But-
Rennie
but-
figures this out after the fact, then she heals them.
So-
Hold on.
Orbiting the
Hold
stuff.
on. Hold on before you heal him. I want to try something.
I'll just stand near as a tree. That's fine. I'll just wait.
Yep, just give me just a sec. Let's see here, where's Deimos? There you go. Deimos failed, and Deimos has damage.
But it's
Does
only
it absorb
damage
that?
coming at him, right?
Yeah, it's a spell.
No, I mean like an attack or a hit or something. Like
Is
force
it?
coming towards
Did
him.
it say that?
Mhm.
Thought it said it just absorbed all damage.
No, it's coming at me.
Yeah, it says for as long as the user maintains concentration, any damage he takes is absorbed by the cat.
Also absorbed. So like, he takes the damage, but the damage is also absorbed. It basically duplicates the damage.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh, it's not a damage prevention.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what Rennie was just saying.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry, Deimos.
That's right.
Now, how does this work with concentration, especially at our level now? Because everything does more than like 25 points of damage.
Wait, so
So
what's
what's in the
concentration? So it's you take the damage plus. It's half the damage.
It's 10 or half the damage.
Yo, yeah, if you take
Whichever
like
is
100
greater.
damage,
Like
your
a
DC is
40.
50.
So
Which is
it would be
impossible.
it'd be a 21 would be the con save. It's half the
No, no.
Okay.
damage. Or tied.
If your DC would be 50.
Oh, she's
No,
talking
for
about
my-
40.
Yeah, for mine the DC would be 21,
10 or half the damage.
whichever's greater.
So if you take 1,000 points of damage, which is a lot.
The DC,
DC
would be 500.
Yeah, 5 hundos.
Okay, so let's make it from now on. So it's 10 or half the damage divided by 10.
Okay, sick.
So if you take
Okay.
500 damage, the DC is 25,
Okay,
right?
that makes sense.
Okay, sweet. Because I'm like, oh snap, we can never concentrate on spells anymore.
And
But you're
that,
right.
well, unless you're me.
Yeah, that's part of the reason I stopped doing spells during battle that were concentration, because it was impossible to succeed those saves. It was so
Well,
pointless.
I got lucky that Midas for my tier 2 ability gave me the like coolest fucking mage.
No concentration.
No. I can
Oh,
only
shit.
fail a con save with a natural 1.
Oh wow.
Guys,
For
I made a mistake.
concentration, I can only fail it with a natural
What?
1.
I googled because shit.
You googled the wrong thing, didn't you?
I googled because I wanted to know what a Baylor's dick would look like.
Oh my god, that
Did-
would
did you-
isn't
Did
it?
you?
You should burn your computer now.
I
Oh,
googled
wow.
I googled demon
It's
dildo.
You will never come back
No,
from
no.
that. It is
no,
forever
yeah.
tainted.
No. Hey, type in Google Baylor dick, and it literally it's all wrestling pictures. No joke.
Oh man, these are some interesting shapes. Okay.
God.
Oh no, why'd I do it? Wow.
Why did you?
Oh,
It was Google.
Google it too.
did,
It was a
Did you see-
cautionary tale, people.
did,
Fuck.
Midas, the dragon dildo.
Yeah, I see it. There's a knoll dildo, and a murloc dildo, an aboleth dildo. What the fuck?
People
There's
are weird.
a few people who buy that stuff apparently.
Are you
Alright, I'll
on
be
the
right back.
site that sells that stuff?
I'm
Are
on
you
Etsy.
actually
There's an
buying
actual
it? Okay.
Etsy page that makes all these things.
Okay. Oh wow.
I don't know. I can't put this
Oh,
on.
come
Can I put this on YouTube?
They literally. They. Yes.
I'm gonna put it on YouTube. I'm gonna scroll through it real fast. There we go. So the people who are watching know what we're talking about.
As long as you have that this is 18 or older on it, you're fine.
Okay.
Or you know what? You can always put up a picture saying like pause for intermission for people to view dick pics, and then continue on with unsolicited dick pic fear.
Oh man,
Holy Jesus.
these are some very creative shapes. Anyway.
There you go. There you go.
Oh geez, what did you link? Oh, these are like pastries.
Yeah. When I you live in Oregon.
Yeah.
Do you live near Eugene?
No. I'm like 3 hours from Eugene.
Okay, if you're ever in Eugene, there's a place there called Voodoo Donuts.
Mm-hmm.
Go by there.
I've heard
One
of
of the items on their menu is literally called the black cock and balls or black dick and balls or whatever. And
Mhm.
it's this long black donut with 2 cream-filled black donut ball.
Oh wow. Wow, someone's very creative. They must play D&D.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so
as this happens, I will heal people since I am a tree, and we are back to full health, people. So be happy. And I turn to Satellisa and I go, so what about the other fleshy sack? And I look for something that would fit on Deimos's butt.
so Satellite says,
no, you know, like Deimos got a pretty big head, so I had to use both fleshy sacks to make that hat. And honestly, I kind of fucked up the first one, so it's kind of in the trash. But the second one works pretty good, you know. I managed to incorporate, you know, like that big dealer dick that you gave me, and it it manifests itself like when you use a second ability, you know.
It's pretty scary.
Okay.
You did a good job, and I appreciate everything you do. You're super smart.
okay, so are you gonna try the second feature? So now that you've absorbed what 76 points of damage.
Yes.
I
Alright.
look around for something like
I'd
a
be
top-
like,
Before I let it go, I make sure I certainly has her eyes closed, and I tell her to look in the other direction.
just stay over there, look that way, just ignore everything, and then I'll let it go.
And
protect the innocent, protect the cinnamon roll.
I fly like 20 feet up in the air.
Okay, so Deimos, you activate Power Word Blow. Power Move
I
Blow.
am an air elemental.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to. Let's see, how am I gonna do this? So I have through DM's discretion, I've chosen the appropriate shape based on the great research done on this Etsy page. Okay,
Much
so I decided.
kudos, much kudos.
I
And so,
decided.
to anybody watching, if you are interested in this thing, no judgment, no kink shaming, here is an Etsy page for your enjoyment.
Yes, there very much is. So I decided to use the aboleth shape.
Oh, of course.
So I'm gonna try to freehand this on the top of the hat so you guys can see what it looks like. So okay, so all right, so it looks like it's a little bumpy. And it comes out like that. It comes down into a little bulge and a largish kind of
Whose
curve.
job is it to
up
think
that
of
way.
this stuff?
There we go. Okay, so that's a pretty close representation of this the results of my research.
It's not showing.
Oh, it's showing.
I
It's on
see
the.
it.
It is now. It takes a little bit when you draw for it to show
Maybe
to me.
zoom out and then zoom in, and then it might pop up.
Yep. Mm.
Literally.
So
Real
that forms
bumpy
on the
and-
front of your cap, Deimos, like a
Okay.
unicorn horn, just
Of course.
protruding straight out. You can feel it pulsing with power.
Of course.
All right, what do you choose to do?
I want to.
Hit me with it. Hit me with it.
I shoot it up into the air uncontrollably. I'm like, this never happens.
So wait, what do you do? So remember the wording. The wording of the spell is
Like firing up at everybody else.
Let's
You
see,
have
the
to
focus.
you have to-
Staying power, Deimos.
You have to ram a creature with it for it to activate.
Yeah, you had to. Let's see. Yeah,
Oh, I have to
any
ram a
creature
creature?
rammed with the tip of this horn must make a Constitution saving throw against your DC.
Don't be
Oh,
gentle,
I can
Deimos. I can take it.
How high can I
Elwin,
take?
leash him. Leash him to you.
I'm going to. Aaron, throw me at Hades. Just joking. I will pick up. I'm gonna rub Elwin in the face with it.
Use the leash, Elwin. Use the leash for good.
Elwin, bend over and use the leash.
Ellen, what are you
No,
doing?
it's
Sorry, are you smacking Ellen in the face with it?
Yep,
What are you doing?
that sounds like it's happening.
But politely.
Respectfully.
Okay.
Respectfully.
That's
All right.
It's
You walk up.
tasteful. It's tasteful.
Yeah. You walk up, and you know what? Honestly, this requires an action. But if you were in actual combat to ram with any significant force, I'd allow you to roll for attack and damage also probably.
Ooh, nice.
But you politely touch it to Elwin's face. Elwin, there is a literal
That's not
there's a literal explosion of power, as all the latent kinetic force that was built up inside the skull cap of
I will
absorbing,
expect nothing less.
is released out the tip of this
You
unicorn
don't?
horn. And so Elwin, roll a Constitution saving throw. And Deimos, let's see, your DC is 8 plus. I'm sure you
Yes.
feel it. 8 plus your wisdom modifier, which is 8, 16.
I have a
Saves.
DC 13. Oh, 23.
Okay,
Oh,
so I don't know. I think he did that on purpose. So the
Yeah,
Okay.
so you just stand there and like scrunch up your face, and this thing touches your face, and you take 76 points. Let's see, what was the damage type that was done to it? It was bludgeoning damage, right? Your staff attack was bludgeoning damage. So you take 76 points of bludgeoning damage to the face. I guess it would always be
Correct.
bludgeoning damage. I guess I should probably write this in there. The damage is converted to bludgeoning. Let's see here. So you take 76 points of damage to the face, and
Is he blinded? If there are conditions like he is covered in stuff
gets-
never cannot see?
no, he's under the
Short
so released from the impact. A viscous slime just kind of like splatters all over the impact point, covering your face and your shoulders and your chest. And it goes seeping down, just like gooping down your robe. You are.
What color's the goop?
It's
Hold on. Let me go back to my research.
Don't
Um,
research nothing.
Hold on. Okay,
Made of sparkles and unicorn farts.
hold on. I'm typing
So
in.
rainbow, obviously, since it's called unicorn. I mean, fleshy unicorn skull cap has to be a rainbow.
I'm typing
Makes
in
sense to me.
demon goop
Oh,
color
no. Do
into-
you really want to know this?
into Google. Demon goop
Wait, it
color.
would be aboleth or mucus. Because aboleths do excrete mucus, so it would be
All
that
right.
color.
Aboleth mucus color. All right, I'm going to picture here. All right, so it is a kind of darkish teal green.
So
kinda
basically
splatters.
ectoplasm.
splatters all over you.
Ectoplasm.
And
Stay
Elwyn, you are now
Ghostbusters.
under the effects of a slow spell.
Oh damn!
I gotta find the effect.
So that's not coming off anytime soon. Okay.
Deimos, I have your babies on me.
They'll be beautiful babies.
All right.
Now,
Okay.
I want to try one thing. Anyway,
Uh-huh.
hate this thing a bunch. I think Adis is AFK. We're gonna make this real funny.
So Satellizer says. Satellite turns to you and says,
Wait. You want someone to hit you like really hard?
No, Satellizer, the only thing that wants to hit you is, I believe that other angel's, the brother's sister. She said that you're a mean person. I think you're a very nice person. And I think her brother thinks you're cute.
But that like that, if you were to like hit Deimos and the unicorn horn is out, would it still be absorbing? How does that work?
Oh no. He's got to reactivate the power move suck. You know?
Oh, and does the unicorn horn go back in, or does it stay out and just wiggle around? How does that?
No. The unicorn horn only like shows itself, like when he's in power move below. So like in power
And
move
then-
suck, it's that
oh.
it transforms into that intake spot. You know?
Makes sense.
So it doesn't just all hang out. So as soon as it's done, it disappears back in.
That's right. That was a creative decision on my part. You know?
No, that sounds great. Yeah.
I never thought becoming a god would be so much fun. Or being the god room. We should have came here way earlier, guys. There's so many cool toys.
And Deimos, you have +1 to AC.
It's insane.
"That's right. +1 to AC."
I think if you might get armor, you'll be unstoppable.
Hi,
It's gonna be
Whitey.
crazy awesome. I don't even know if I want armor anymore. I love doodads. Doodads are legit.
Okay.
Alright, but in no seriousness, we should probably try to get Ada some spell slots back so he stops yelling at us about getting spell slots back. And then we should probably go to the other archvigil and worry about darkness. If we have fancy torchlights or something, or any information on the darkness, that'd be cool.
Should we do all of that before we get Elwyn cleaned up or after? I
Everyone
just point
knows how to
and
clean
wave a
himself
hand.
up. He's been through the ringer a few times, if you catch my drift.
With a lot of other stuff, not with. And I just hand wave at the goop.
Tastes like pineapples.
It does.
Oh my god!
Ooh. Can I flavor the goop? Can that be a bonus feature to this?
Oh my god!
Come on.
Sure. Sure.
Yes.
So from now on, okay, I'll write this into the item. Okay. Hold on a second. Where's the item? All right, so I'm writing into the item. Let's see. Power move blow. Okay. So new paragraph. On casting, the user must declare a goop flavor. Alright. And that is the that flavor is unique to this specific casting and
Sick.
puddle of goop.
Awesome.
Okay,
Alright.
got it. Alright.
Alright. Now let's get Adis his spells and any information we can find about this darkness around the Tears Vigil.
Okay. So are you
Satellizer?
so are you asking
I'm-
Satellizer or are you traveling?
Well, I'm traveling. Well, we gotta get the Torms dude, the lady, and then back.
Ernly, did you want to say something to Satellizer?
I had one question about the goop. Can we use it as fertilizer? Does it have any particular properties we should be aware of? Since she helped come up with this,
She
I
says,
just want to know.
I'm gonna be honest. I took that extract of that Baylor artifact, Baylor organ that you gave me, and I kind of synthesized it and recreated it and magicified it. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure what it is, but yeah.
Oh my god! I love this so much.
I think I know what happened. That Baylor we killed, that we got that from, when he went back to hell, when he gets reincarnated, he ain't gonna have one. But he's still gonna feel like he does.
Or is it actually or it stays connected to him, so when he comes back, he feels everything going on from the side.
it's like what's the hand spell? Bixby's hand, or no oh shit, what's the hand?
Which hand? Wait, which hand?
Mage hand, yeah, mage hand. We always joke in my live game that it's an unembodied hand of a wizard somewhere, right? And whenever you cast mage hand, he lends his actual hand to you. So
Oh
he
my
actually
god.
he's actually sitting there feeling everything that it feels and doing everything that it does.
Oh god. Deimos has an intimate relationship with this Baylor now. Yay!
Okay.
Yes.
Hey Midas, what'd you think
Yo.
of that spell?
Oh shit, I didn't look at it. So it's the shield spell, right? I think it looked fine. So it
Yeah,
gives
right.
you immunity to 4 types, 4 conditions, and immunity to 4 damage types, and resistance to everything else
It gives you immunity to 4 damage types, resistance to all other, and immune to all of those conditions
for 1 minute.
for 1 minute. Well, not me. Whoever I cast it on, and it's concentration for up to a minute.
So you basically make someone immune for a minute to certain damage types and effects,
Mm-hmm.
as
That's
long
not
as you
fun.
retain concentration.
And
But
is
the
this also on a
conditions,
what?
but the conditions, they're immune in the sense that they don't affect them. But if they get a condition, it's only suppressed. So when the
Yeah, it comes
shield
back after
drops,
things done.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's try it. Why not?
All right.
Okay.
All my
Anything
ninth level
else?
spells are fucking useless, so I needed something new.
Yeah, it's fine.
No.
All right, what are you guys doing?
No.
I think we're gonna.
I was trying to get the other chick,
Oh,
get Aces, spells, whatever's, and ask any questions about this darkness. I think we're trying to head out, right?
and you need to ask your new girlfriend, Deimos, if she minds us walking through her door.
I like how you think Deimos is just pulling chicks left and right.
Archers probably
But I
have
think
an
that
opinion on that.
I
I think
don't
that's
believe
even worse for your
Deimos.
character.
Deimos, I don't believe the rumors that the women all run from you screaming. I think they all run towards you screaming.
I mean, if you say it like that, it could be true.
I'm just shaking my head at Deimos. No, it's not.
Are you sure? I just said it was true. We're 50-50 right now.
Elwyn believes in you, so yeah, majority does win in this case.
All right. Yep.
Renly
let's
does
do
have the
this thing.
advantage of being female, though,
Hey,
so her vote
why
counts
aren't
double.
you running from me?
All right. So you guys spend some time with Satellizer,
Wait, you
trying
said
out your new item
Renly counts as double votes?
because she's female
Because she's. Okay,
on
with
this
the wave
issue.
of my hand, I'm now female, so now I have 2 votes.
All right.
Aiden, she
Um,
looks
Yeah.
really good, isn't she, as a female?
Better-
You should
better-
stay that way.
Better,
You need
better
a belt.
yet, I'll be a female angel, so I'm 3 votes.
Are you
Oh, that's
guys?
amazing. Fertilizer. Did you perhaps get working on the and I kind of like wave my hand at my face and like the headgear and the sunglass. idea. I tried to mime that poorly.
She's wondering if you got her Muslim headwear done.
Wait, I don't remember what you're talking about. What are you
The
talking
group
about?
sunglasses, the group
The
goggles.
that like face shield to protect from
Yes.
the elements.
The one that
Wait,
goes
what?
halfway down the face.
It's a Shaw. I think is what
Oh, the face mask.
Yes.
it's called. Yeah.
The only half face mask to help with dust and grit and sun, and also satellites that suggested fireballs, which Renly was really happy with the idea that it could protect against fireballs, but
Okay, sure. So here. So Satellizer says,
Oh yeah. I made those things first. I mean, they're like super easy to craft and like no magic or anything. I mean, just like metal and like a leather head strap and that kind of stuff. Here.
so she hands to you. Um, I mean, it's a piece of steel, attached permanently to a headband. Headband, piece of steel, and the piece of steel only covers up to like the bottom of the nose. It doesn't cover the mouth,
okay.
but it does a good job of covering your face and your eyes and your nose. The steel is completely opaque. You cannot see through it.
Where are the eye holes, or wasn't it supposed to be transparent? Like, how do we see with this in battle, or when we're driving?
Wait. No. Steel is not transparent. And if I were to cut eye holes in it, I mean, your eyes would be burned out by the fireballs.
Oh no, I meant holes for eyes, and then like something like a grill or some kind of thing to still cover them, but with some coverage. Not full coverage, but more like sheer. I don't know how to explain
Fire would
it.
go through the grills too.
I see.
This is high quality tempered steel. So like, if the fire god himself were to stand in front of you and unleash the full power of his divine flame, your whole body would be incinerated away, except what was behind this faceplate that I've crafted.
I feel like we might have to have some tea, and I will tell you all about YouTube and music videos and bling and like these things. I think they call shades, but that is for once we have some tea, which I think we probably have time like in a bit, right? For tea, there's always time for tea.
These faceplates will definitely protect you from like the power, the heat, and the damaging UV rays of the burning sun.
Sure.
So she hands each of you one. You guys now have. Let's see. Let me make an item real quick.
Wait, can we lift these up so we can turn them into like caps? Like like the bills of the beaks of the bills of caps.
Yes. So she did put a hinge in there, so you can flip it straight forward.
Oh, that's the right excellent shade. Okay, this is good.
Hinged metal faceplate. Okay. So each of you guys can add that to your inventory.
Yay!
Alright. I say protects the eyes and nose area. There we go. With divine protection.
Are you putting divine in like airplanes?
No. I'm like superior protection. Okay. So, you guys understand what it is, right? It's a faceplate that covers your eyes and your nose, basically. It's a
And
piece
when
of
it is
steel.
up, it's like the front of a cap. It's like one of those
Yep.
caps you put at Disney World.
Yep. Nothing passes through it except. Actually, nothing passes through it.
It's emergency sensors as well. Okay. You do not want to see anything, you flip this down.
Let's see
Thank you,
here.
Fertilizer. This is very appreciated. Um,
I'm
thanks.
making sure you all have it in your inventory.
I feel like I put it in.
Renly's checking mine.
No, I dragged it from the chat.
What you guys want to do with it, I'm not sure, but that's yours now. Okay.
I put it on, keeping the metal up for shade, but
Okay. So,
I give her a thumbs up.
mm-hmm. Roll a perception check. Okay. You see Satellizer whisper something under her breath, but you can't hear what it is.
Maybe Deimos hears it.
You guys need.
I think Deimos is off playing with his demon dick.
Oh, he totally is.
Planting in the prairie meadows, playing around with my skull cap.
Elvin is totally with him in support, telling him it tastes like pineapple, and yeah.
Elwin's like, no, it tastes good, I swear. And Deimos is like, no, I didn't
I'm
mean
still
to do
trying
that.
to find the balls on this.
He's none. I'm an in.
Somewhere in the depths of hell, there's a demon, penisless, but with a pair of balls going, oh! The only way he can find release.
Oh, Rob. Oh my god. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Paging our
Okay, so you guys, eventually, after your time spent there, you go through the portal, and you appear at Torm's Vigil, where Altruis and Cyrene are still standing vigil. As you arrive, you see the two of them. They're standing there, their eyes closed, their wings spread in full focus. The tips of their wings are interlocked with each other. So her left wing with his right wing, and her right wing with his left wing, forming like a circle of concentration, a flow of energy flowing between and through the two of them. You're not exactly sure what they're doing, but their eyes are closed and their wings are interlocked as you arrive.
These two wouldn't be like, the divine equivalent of Cersei and Jaime, would they?
Are you asking them this, or are you observing?
No, I'm asking the party.
I don't think so. I think they're just trying to keep this, this thing in check. I just didn't think the sequel for Game of Thrones would come out so soon.
So what do you guys want? What do you guys want to do?
It's Irene.
Well, truth be
Probably
told, I mean,
you probably shouldn't
so
interrupt him.
so like, just technically speaking, Jon Snow and Daenerys are like aunt and nephew.
You start out with incest and you end with incest. It's great. It's great.
Irene.
Yeah, and granted, like I said, I haven't seen any part of the last season, so I do not want anyone to spoil anything. But yeah. Okay, where were we?
I throw a rock at him.
Okay, as the rock hits hits one of their wings, they awaken from their their point of concentration, and Cyrene breaks away from the circle and flutters her wings as she glides down to you. She's like 9 foot tall, taller than you, but definitely, Altruis is 40, 50 feet tall. So he's much larger in comparison. But the two of them share a kindred spirit. They there's no disparity of power between the two of them. They're definitely co-equal in their and even linked in their function here at the vigil. Cyrene turns to you all. I think it was this one.
Yes, you've awakened me from my point of concentration.
Oh, sorry.
How may I be of service?
It's a mask guy. He said we had to come back because he needs more spells.
Ah, yes. Here, allow me to unleash the full power of what I've been able to do. I have indeed healed over the last several days, and my link with Altruis, my dear brother, has hastened my recovery.
Cool. Also,
So-
I think he said that we also need a torch that can shine if it's incredibly dark, because I don't trust a dark area.
Ah, well,
Divine
Altruis may
touch.
be able to help you, but here, let me do this.
She raises her wings flare out around her, and she places her hands across her torso and closes her eyes, and you can see a welling within her divine power. Now she's the archangel of mercy, so with mercy comes in not necessarily healing properties, although it does include that, but the removal of things that should not be. So as this washes over you, you can feel the healing flowing through you. You can feel the impurities, the dead weight, any kind of undesirable or not right that has built up within you. Just not even just physically, but also emotionally. Just kind of get washed away in the surge of divine energy that she's pouring out. So since it's been quite a bit of time, comparatively speaking, you guys can roll 2d20s each. Holy crap.
Whoa. Oh, okay.
Now, what if you already have everything?
Yeah, I already have everything too.
Hey, Terry, you.
Hey,
Hey,
hey, Ridley, you want to swap? You want to
Extra
swap
stuff.
roles? You want to swap me roles, Ridley?
That's okay. I'm very happy to have this and just be like, hey, as I glow from awesome.
Yeah.
So 8 is 18 points, 18 spell slots.
Yeah.
I
18
want this
points
to
of spell
start
slots.
removing away the pain and suffering, or lock it away even farther, of tentacles.
Okay, so
You make
Deimos,
your peace with the tentacles.
I did say emotional healing. Okay, so all right, so Deimos, you are physically whole already. Your spell slots are all present. Your body is at peak capacity, running at peak efficiency. Um, but Cyrene, as her energy focus pulses through you, she says to you, you hear her voice kind of like in your mind. She says,
I feel that you have some hurt, some deep fear from a point of great trauma in your past
I don't think
that
so.
still afflicts you.
I
Allow me to touch your soul and aid you.
can try. I mean, there's nothing to fix, but if it makes you feel better, I guess we'll let it slide.
she says,
It would be my honor and my pleasure to be able to aid you in this way.
so you feel her energy coursing through you, Deimos, and emotionally speaking, you rolled a 6 and a 16. For the first bit, you see her puzzle. And you see her face kind of like scrunch up a little bit as if she's focusing. She says,
My, these emotional scars run quite deep. Allow me to redouble my efforts and try a different tact.
and you feel, instead of trying to purge the negative emotions from your psyche, her approach instead turns to one of accommodation and acceptance.
Uh, I'm
You
getting
are
through
one
the
with
seven.
the tentacles.
I'm
Yay!
getting through the 7-step process of acceptance of my pain and suffering.
Deimos,
Hi, my name is Deimos. I've been tentacle free for 3 weeks now.
all right, Deimos, roll a d20.
I think it's more you're coming to terms with liking it.
What was that? I can't see it. All right, a 9. Okay. Okay. So you Deimos, you had this negative experience in your past, this traumatic event, um, but you've accepted it as something that has made you into the person you are now, and what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So
Man, I must be fucking strong as shit right now.
so you have the distinct impression that next time you see a tentacle, your first reaction would not be to run away in fear. I mean that that effect might come over eventually, but you're confident at least that you come to some kind of peace with what happened.
I might only shit myself next time. Got him. Thank
Okay.
you very much, lady. And I must now go to change my drawers.
Okay, Renly, you rolled 2 nat 20s in a row. We need to do something about that. Let's
If
see.
I can give it to someone, I'd give it to Akelia because I'm trying to figure out if this could help her godhoodness, but I don't know if I could transfer stuff.
No transferring. Let's see. What would Renly need? What would Renly do? Um,
To her stats.
what did you say?
I was like, a small buff to one of her transformations.
I feel like it's very much like
Like they're
in-
coming to peace that Renly's better than they are now.
Oh, buffed her one of her transformation. That's a good idea. Okay, let's see here.
idea.
Your wild
deeper
shapes.
understanding for Moonsight, maybe.
I'm the part of the party.
You are, Deimos, you are.
Deimos, 9 charisma.
I'm still wondering what Elwyn rolls.
Oh, I had everything. I didn't roll.
Yeah, but you're experiencing this wave of awesome, so I'm wondering what happened.
Shit.
I think it's off tone for you initially.
Okay.
I'm still kind of PTSD from the demon dong.
So Elwyn, so you're dealing with the the psychological trauma of Deimos testing out his new magical artifact on you.
'Cause it's scary because I liked it. That's why I'm
The
traumatized.
yeah, no, the
I
negative
really,
one,
really
the
like pineapples.
the one rule is that you really hate pineapples, right? It tastes like pineapples, and you talked about how it tasted like pineapples, but really deep down inside, you had a very negative experience with a pineapple as a child, and you it brought back all those well of memories, right? Um, but for the second half of the of the experience, you realize that pineapples aside, the overall experience with Deimos's new magical artifacts was not that bad, and you wouldn't say you necessarily fully enjoyed it, but you know it wasn't the worst thing you've ever experienced, and you wouldn't mind doing it again.
I didn't hate it.
Okay, so Renly, wait, where are your
My
forms?
Oh, they're under Aurelian. Like if you open Aurelian, my legacy weapon, the forms are in there.
That's right. Okay. Okay. So your form, the branch of Yggdrasil, is going to gain an ability similar to what Deimos gained from Cyrene several sessions ago.
That sounds awesome. What was that ability?
Okay.
Damage.
Oh wait, using healing for damage. Oh my god! All that tree does is heal.
It's now a nuke tree.
Oh my god! It now looks a bit like a nuclear mushroom. Okay. Oh my god, the
Um,
Yggdrasil branch of Yggdrasil is now a broccoli. Like because mushroom crowd,
so
broccoli.
so I'm writing it in now. I'm writing. Let's see what should I name it. Broccoli. Alright, so as a bonus action, any healing you do can be turned into damage. The creature you target receives 50% of the healing that would have been experienced.
Oh wait, so it receives 50% of the healing
As damage.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
I think
So
one of my actions is actually like regen, which gives ongoing healing to 2 people. So I'm not sure how that works, or if
yeah,
it doesn't actually work with this.
no, so you can turn those into damaging, basically damage over time effects on enemies.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Nice.
Let me see. So 50%. So let me just double check what your spells do for balance. So that would be your dot for 50 damage, basically a tick. That's not terrible. Your bonus action. So basically, Yggdrasil's big thing is that he can. Maybe it should be 100%. Yeah, what the hell? Let's just make it 100%.
Hell yeah.
Yay!
If it doesn't work out too well, we'll change it later, but sure. There you go. Okay. So, Yggdrasil has received the boon of Cyrene, basically.
Yay! What is the damage type for this? Because Deimos uses it already, and when he does the damage, what type of damage is it?
Sexy damage.
It's actually, I think it's down as sexy damage.
Oh, perfect.
Sure. Sure.
Don't ask questions you don't want answers to.
I had that song playing in the background in my head now, going, I'm too sexy for my shirt. Because Deimos doesn't wear a shirt, and Randy
That's
doesn't
right.
wear a shirt as a tree.
Right, let's do this.
Okay. So you guys are at Torm's Vigil. What do you guys want to do now?
Any info about the dark side over by Tempest's Vigil, guys? Because we're about to head down there and have fun.
Let's try out your new hat on some monsters.
Oh, it seemed
Yeah.
cool. Let's do it. I
Also-
need a Juris, give me a magic torch of holy light, or even working crazy god magic darkness.
Maybe put her on the shield. We got a light that can go with the
Yes.
shield.
Definitely give me some fancy torch or
And
something.
preferably as a unicorn horn or
I can
dildo.
change it to my helmet or anything.
No, your helmet already has a horn. The
Oh,
shield
I need
is a horn now.
2 horns. I'll be a duo corn.
So Altruis
That's called the
turns to you
Minotaur.
guys and says, so the equivalent energy that Cyrene poured out to be able to heal you and change you guys and enhance you guys, Altruis says,
The darkness is indeed vast and powerful. I can imbue one of your items or even your bodies with divine light, but it would only be one part and one casting. This divine light would be able to pierce the darkness.
What about having it work for the light spell and my freaking knuckles?
so Altruis is basically going to cast light on you. It'll last for 7 days. and you
Can
guys gotta
teach
choose on.
me
You gotta
how to
choose what
do
he
it real
casts the
fast.
light spell on.
I vote Deimos' chest hair. Wait, no, you wax. Never mind.
I have fists that I have blazing fists, or I don't know. I don't know.
Unicorn cap.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with the knuckles, unless someone else has something else they wanted on them instead.
Do you want a bright light hitting your face every time you scratch your chin or rub your eye?
Yes.
Okay.
So you gotta choose one hand. Which hand? Your left hand or your right hand?
One you're punching with, right? Not the one holding the
No,
shield.
I'm gonna do the with my. Yes, that's a valid point. Right hand for show.
All right, Deimos. Your right gauntlet begins to glow with divine light. In the light of the sun, which is the sun is out right now. It's a dim, illumination. So it's not that it's not bright. It's that it works in harmony with the light of the sun. So neither of the two of them are trying to overpower each other. But in darkness, basically the darker and more malevolent the darkness, the brighter the light will glow.
Swag. We should probably get the fuck out of Dodge, guys, before this thing runs out.
Okay, you have 7 days.
Well, I'm good to go. I don't know if anybody else has anything else they need.
Oh, let's go.
Cool.
Okay. You guys blaze off. Kelia casts her chariot spell. It's been a little bit more time, and she's able to. You get the feeling that she's constantly trying to make this chariot more efficient. So before you're going at very fast speeds, now you're sort of beginning to approach ludicrous speed.
All we need to be able to do now is hover or reach light. Then it would be perfect because cinnamon, I mean nutmeg can fly. I point to nutmeg.
You manage to expand the Radiant Straits in the matter of 2 days as Kalia goes blazing by, which is less than half the time it took you the first time you crossed here. You get the feeling that demons that you as you're traveling through here, there's large stretches where and this is how it's been your whole time. Sometimes you notice shadowy movements on the horizon, or whispery, kind of like um, quick jittery movements around you guys because the whole world is a blur because you guys are moving so fast. You get the distinct feeling that because of your intense speed, you just blast by roving demon packs, and they're not able to catch you or even necessarily to track you because this thing floats off the ground. So that's how it goes for a while.
Mention, but Renly would have just asked in passing, like as you were leaving, about that whole shadow demon that went up the Mount Celestia when we were skirting the edge.
Uh-huh.
If they have any clue, because Artrus was awake and fully aware of things for the past few years, even with his sister gone and satellites are, kind of down for the count. So I'm just wondering whether he had any idea what that might have been.
Artrus turns to you and says,
There was one creature that matches your description. A long time ago. It battled in the war. It moved and it acted with murderous efficiency. Angels, celestials, arcanites, none were immune from its deceptive grasp. In the end, I saw my own scion, Torm himself, strike the murderous and powerful creature down. But in his battle with it, he fell prey to another creature that had noticed his distraction. So you might say my memory of this being is bittersweet. Sweet in the sense that my god was the one to slay it. Bitter in that it eventually led to his demise. All I can say is that if its shadow still roams the plains, or the realm that connects the plains, that its focus and malevolence is not something that can be snuffed out so quickly.
I see. Thanks. This is gonna be fun. I say as I walk over to the sleigh because jeez.
Okay. And you guys blast off. So a couple days go by, and you're zipping past. It's mostly empty streets. They're all glistening with this golden light that streaks through every living thing and every inanimate thing in this realm. A couple times along the way, you sense a roving demon pack that's kind of caught onto you, but because of the sheer speed of the chariot, you cannot. They cannot touch you. They can't even track you. 3 days go by, and in those 3 days, you manage to make your way clear up to here, right? So this whole section here, spanning there, and like I said, Torm's Vigil or Tempest's Vigil is right around there. The whole place of that line that I drew are the Shores of Tranquility. It encompasses one whole section of the island, one whole, basically a beach side or a shore side of the island. It doesn't extend much past the shoreline. So inland of the Shores of Tranquility is terrain much like you've crossed before. But as you reach the area, it's been 3 days of 3 days of travel, and Akelia begins to slow the sleigh down. I fear that is the extent of my current strength. I must rest. If you wouldn't mind, perhaps we can take a break here. And this seems like a relatively peaceful place. I think it would be a good spot for me to recover my energy.
For sure.
Sounds good.
Alright, so you guys stop kind of like right here-ish. Right there. Alright? More than halfway to your goal. But the realm, the plane that you're on is still light and the ground and the world around you seems pretty wholesome, pretty healthy. No evidence of darkness as per se. So Akelia kind of slows you down, and you see her. You guys are probably a mile from the shoreline, so you can hear and smell the faint tinges of ocean water. You can hear way off in the distance the dull rumble of the waves crashing upon the shore, but you can't see it necessarily, and you can't. You definitely can't see it yet. Akelia pauses and go ahead.
Oh yeah, go ahead. No worries.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, no, I just was going to say I'd probably cast Commune with Nature once Akelia disembarks and settles down, just to get a feel for what's around the area.
Okay. Go ahead, cast it.
Alrighty, and this is, let me double check. Here we go. So that is level 5, and I am doing plants. I'm checking prevalent plants, etc. Powerful celestials, etc. and buildings. Those are the 3 things I'm checking.
Okay. Celestials, you don't. What's the range on it? 300 feet?
Celestials, Fae, Fiends, Elementals, or Undead, and it is up to, what was it? Uh, 3 miles.
3 miles. Okay. What you find is that, so as you kind of sit down and focus on this spell, you sense that there is a powerful celestial presence in the area within the 3 miles. Can you determine the direction or the location of it with that spell?
Give knowledge of the surrounding territories. So I'm not sure if it's specific to location 2. It doesn't actually say.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, wait, hold on. If you could determine the location of the powerful something. Okay, yeah, so that's a location of powerful X in the area.
Okay. So they you notice the essence of a powerful celestial in the direction of the coastline, the shoreline. So it would be north of you. So that's one event, one reaction, one result from your commune with nature. The second is that you can feel off to the east of you. Actually, no, let me think about this. So it would be the west of you, the direction from which you came. You can feel the plant life, the prevalent basically flora in the area, screaming and with its death cries pouring out, as to the west of you, a large portion of plant life, indigenous plant life, is being burned.
What? Okay, I shared this in panic. No buildings in the area, right?
The what?
No buildings in the area, right? That was the third
Correct.
fact. Okay, cool.
Correct. No buildings.
FYI, people, to the coastline, they're elements of a powerful celestial. Also, the plants, and I point towards the west, they're kind of screaming because something's setting them on fire. So, do you want to maybe take care of that and kick some ass?
Yes.
You had me at kick some ass.
You had me at ass.
So at the end, did you pay attention to everything before I kicked
I want to pretend I'm gonna lie to you right now. Yes, I listened to you. I did. Yeah, okay.
Is that what you say now that you're married now, Deimos? You guess I'm totally listening to every word that you say.
What are you saying? I mean, of course, yes, she's a bitch.
Oh god.
Figured this one out. I'm Deimos.
Alright. Renly, you've sensed the burning of indigenous plant life to the west. And as you draw your allies' attention in that direction, you can see a snaking, fiery whip crashing over the horizon.
Oh, jeez.
So basically,
Baylor dicks?
the bush cleaners are cleaning up the shrubbery, and
Look at these little boys.
A pack of demons, a roving pack of demons, has tracked you down. Everyone roll initiative.
Where's initiative? Can I spark at that, please?
Sure.
Oh, and I got one more to look. Not for this. I don't want to use it for this combat, but it's just long to give you time to get it. Spark. Nope. Didn't do nothing for me.
Correct. All right. Top of the initiative. A couple of these strikes just blast into your area, moving at a high speed. They close the distance quickly. It'd be these two. Renly, you're up.
Okay. Was not expecting things to go south that fast. Alrighty, in which case, if we're over there, let me see what happens. I think I'm gonna do a sunburst, so let me just do the whole measurement thingy. I think I can get them, so yeah, I would just do it there.
Okay.
The problem with going first, having to scroll through a list to find the spell. Okay, here we go.
I know they need to put a search box for your actions page.
Yeah, pretty much.
That would be so helpful, yeah.
It would.
Yeah, you weren't crazy wizards. Dropping a fighter.
Oh,
Fuck that.
What did I
Clerics
do?
first because they have all spells.
Did I target the wrong people?
No, you targeted Elwyn and Deimos.
Oh no.
They succeeded, so they went untargeted, right?
I hope so.
Okay. And so...
You're not. It doesn't look like you're targeting the one of the ones close to you.
Oh, okay.
Like, move your token back and see if, and hover over it and see if there's an arrow going to it.
It was, and then I unselected it, and now I reselected it. So yeah.
Also, it took us a couple of days to get here, so we're back to not beating shit out of each other.
Alrighty, and so here we go.
Leave it off myself.
Oh, they're blind.
Yeah, that was the whole reason for sunburst, and then I'm gonna bonus action, turn into a dragon, and fly. Get away while they're blind.
What kind of dragon?
I realized last time when I said chrome is not a thing in D&D. What I meant was copper. So I'm basically an ancient copper. So yeah, copper is an actual thing in D&D.
I mean, expanded universe. There's more, right?
Yeah, there's emerald dragons, sapphire dragons, ruby dragons.
Oh, there's dragons.
Okay, but yeah, for stat block it'll be ancient copper. And you can call it chrome for funsies.
But the chromatic and metallics are the only ones that come from Tiamat and Bahamut.
Here we go.
Okay.
That's my turn, so let me move on. There we go.
Alright. So, more strikes come blazing in. This one has enough range on its movement to make contact with you, Renly. Let's remember what these things do. 1 bite attack and 2 claw attacks.
Wait, what's your armor class in your ancient copper dragon?
It's not a 33. But let me...
Ancient dragons are weak here.
AC as a dragon compared to my regular form. Oh, it's 21.
Okay, still not high enough. Carry on.
Why does this have disadvantage?
It's
blinded, huh? Haha, it's blinded.
I was hoping that would help with the whole, like, trying to find me, but I am a dragon, and I am huge, so I don't think it would have a problem finding me in the sky.
Okay, Renly. Oops. Did not mean to do that. 1 second here. Minus 29 damage off of you. Okay. So you are... Your dragon form is afflicted with these bleed effects that these things manage to put on you. Okay. That's all for it.
Alright. Let's see here. Where is my... I think you upped it to 12. Yeah, 12. Okay, so I can cast up to 10. Fourth. I am going to... Alright. So I am going to cast... Sorry. I'm going to cast... Yeah, I'm gonna cast Greater Invisibility on... Huh?
Go on.
I'm gonna cast Greater Invisibility on myself, and I'm gonna slap Deimos in the back. Well, I'm not casting... well, these are cast simultaneously. I'll cast Greater Invisibility on myself, and I'll slap Deimos in the back and say, "Go get him, buddy," and I will cast... Why is this... not have a... And I will
What are you casting on him?
Master Shield.
Okay.
So can you edit take out the parentheses, 4 types, put fire, god killing damage.
Sure.
What else have these guys done? So fire, god killing damage.
It's not a type.
Okay, so fire. Let's do fire. Fire, piercing, bludgeoning, and bleeding.
Oh yeah.
And bleeding.
Bleeding's an effect.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it would be an effect, wouldn't it?
Jeff
What was the one you said, Deimos?
It looks like they're doing slashing damage.
Slashing. Yeah, slashing.
Okay. All right.
Oh my goodness. I feel like
So you're immune to all those conditions. You're immune to those 4 damage types, and you're resistant to all other damage.
He's not immune to all these conditions. Is he?
Huh?
Are there 4 of these conditions, or is it all of the conditions?
No, it's all of them. But
Okay.
it only suppresses it. So
That's
once the spell wears off, they all come back into effect. So he still gets them, but those...
Alright. So make sure you have concentration on this, and it's for 1 minute.
Yep.
All right.
How do you put the... Oh, I'll put the... Yeah. And then, since I have greater invisibility on... is this dude right in front of me blind? Number 4?
He is, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna move off the map behind the big... Oh wait, the dragon's up in the sky, right?
They're all flying.
Okay, so I'll move behind Deimos when I slap him on the back and say, "Go get him." And this big rainbowish shield just appears up like right above your skin.
All right.
Go get him, buddy.
So
And that's
you're
all I got.
surrounded by a force shield, Deimos.
Oh, it's super convenient.
All right. The Baylor is gonna take off into the air, right on
It's the
here,
first time
and
they've
he is
used
going to. He's going to rain fire.
Hey, Mr. Baylor, too. Mind if I steal your wiener? I need to make myself a triceratops. I'll need your buddies, too. Wait, I'll let you run if you want, but it's gonna not be good for you, I'll be honest.
One, two, three. Who am I missing here? The copper dragon. Okay, so here's damage as a fireball impacts the area.
I am back.
So it looks like the copper dragon.
Falling.
Copper dragon dies. Elwyn partially resists. Deimos, you should have been in
Isn't
there.
the copper dragon like immune to fire?
Acid.
I think he gave
Oh,
me
acid.
whatever immunity thing.
Yeah, he's immune
I
to
would
fire.
use my resistance as reaction to take half of the fire, if
Okay.
possible.
Okay.
Which I think might actually. I'm not quite sure how much damage I had before that.
It says exceeds by 346, so you were on low hit points anyway.
Okay, yeah, I would have gone down in any case. Yeah.
Yeah.
Midas.
Yo.
Since my con save wasn't a 1, my invisibility stays along with his shield.
Alright.
Oh, so that's for all spells. Wow. Okay.
No, it's for It's for my concentration saving throws.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like for all spells.
Yeah.
With concentration. Wow.
Yeah.
That was only the polymorph.
And it allows me to concentrate on 2 spells at one time.
Wow.
Okay, Deimos, you're up.
I feel like I have unlimited power. And it's a shame that I'm gonna have to do this to you, mister. I'm gonna have to.
Hey, Deimos, imagine what the angel could do with 2 of these guys.
Deimos, hit the one right next to me. Hit the one right next to me. Don't get in. Yeah.
I'm gonna grab him. I'm gonna reach out. So I'll permission.
On the other side. Other side.
Oh, wait, which side? Hey, what, number 4? Right? Yeah, fuck that guy.
I'm grabbing that boy and I'm dragging him
But
along.
like on the other side, like over here.
Wait, what's on that side? Oh, okay.
There you go.
Are you casting fire? I'm immune.
Oh, I bypassed immune.
Holy shit!
I will in that case then start pummeling this boy.
Okay. Roll it.
Oh, he's blind. Oh, sick.
Yeah, you begin to be beating into this horribly deformed-looking demon. Its god-killing fangs and claws, dripping with acidic bile and saliva and poison, but currently it cannot see. So you just you just basically like pummel it.
And then if that grapple works, I'll do 2 more attacks.
Is that the grapple check?
Yeah, it's 36.
Uh-huh.
Get
You good?
now. Right where I want you. Oh, this is gonna not feel great for your lower abdomen area. These guys have a buttload of health, guys.
They're pretty darn strong.
They really do.
And then I'm gonna go, like, I'm pulling him from over here.
Okay.
Alrighty. Elvin to the rescue. I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna whip out my stick. And I'm gonna breathe fire on all these fuckers. I'm gonna use my Boon of Ambrosia and a Spark of Insight.
Okay. Failure. Oh, they rolled shit.
Max it out. Max it out.
Right, so I'm just gonna roll it over here. So that's 477 times 1,431.
1431. That. Alright, so that means a lot of dead. Demons. Okay.
And then just for shits and gigs, I'm gonna quicken a firebolt against the Baylor.
Okay. Wait, did you hit the Baylor on that, or is it just the strikes?
Yeah.
It was a Baylor.
No,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So 3 hits.
Okay, so he's not happy at all. You see him just snarling, his jagged rock-like maw, dripping in saliva, but to you it looks like basically molten rock.
I high five Deimos.
Deimos is actually, you see his mouth is dripping too, because he's like,
I'm gonna get it.
Alright, this Baylor comes within here and begins to strike at you 3 times with its whip.
You're supposed to hit me, not miss a bunch of times, you dumb asshole.
Shit. He's still blind, isn't he?
He didn't have his turn yet, so he hasn't saved yet for the blind yet.
Alright, what's the save check? As a Constitution check?
Oh,
no more
now
blind.
saves at the very end of his turn.
Okay, so he's done. He's no longer blind.
Yep.
Alright. Adis, you're up.
Okay.
Wait, is that right? No, it's Renly. Renly's turn, you're up.
Yeah, I did fall, so I think I took also falling damage from 80 feet up.
80 feet. So wait, I think I made a new rule.
You did.
Falling
Oh,
damage
no.
is...
Differently here.
I would have feather falled her.
Oh yay!
Was that
I
reaction?
didn't hear- Yeah, it's a reaction. I didn't hear her say she was falling, or I would have said.
Oh, I didn't want
Okay.
to interrupt. That's why I
Alright,
mentioned
burn
it
the spell
now.
slot and your reaction.
Yep, but so burnt.
Renly, you float down to the ground gracefully and lightly.
Alrighty. In which case, I look towards stuff. Let me see. I don't know. At this particular point, I feel like I'm just going to turn into, I'll turn into Moonsight, I guess, and then I'm
Okay.
just going to do my bonus action thingamajig. I'm going to double check what that was again.
How do I
Okay, that was
apply the beast form to her again? I forget.
You
I
drag
dropped
the
the-
skull and drop it on her token on her character sheet. The token's on the right.
Token.
Yeah,
That
on
seemed
the
to
top
work
of
for
her
me.
character sheet, there's 2 tokens, or 2
I'm not sure if it
pictures
was
of her.
broken. Oh, there we go.
Oh, you did it. I'm able to. All right.
Yeah,
So Renly,
I
your
just
Moonsight
can't
form.
tell that in. Okay, here we go. Bonus action was Moonbeam, so which one seems weaker?
The one on top has not been hit,
Okay, I'll focus the one on the bottom.
or he's been hit very lightly. Yeah, the one on the bottom is greatly damaged.
Alrighty, and I'll do that. Is it night? Is it day? I can't tell.
By this point it would be night.
Yay! This gets doubled. So, yeah, this gets doubled, so I'll spark it after hitting it. Whatever happens.
Okay.
Moonbeam, where are you? There you are. So much frickin' scrolling.
It fails.
And sparking is this. So that's 3.
Oh.
And here is the damage. I guess I will just. It is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here we go. So.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. No, that was the wrong one.
That's right. Baylor 2
Got it. Wait, where is it?
is dead.
I can't
You're
find
killing
Number
it.
2 is the one below.
Okay,
Yeah, on the bottom,
I
yeah.
cannot find my moonbeam. The moonbeam is being weird. Oh no, but did it actually increase to 3D 100? Plus 100? That is so weird.
It might be.
How did that happen?
Well, that's what.
Well, it's dead.
named Moonbeam. So that Moonbeam did 1,153 damage.
Okay, I didn't
Or
realize
wait,
the
no,
moonsight got upgraded. Okay, yeah, so that was accurate. Yeah, never mind. It was
351.
almost
It
dead.
did 351 damage.
Yeah, it was accurate. I
Times
just
3.
picked the wrong
Times
damage.
3.
It'd be 351 doubled to 702, then tripled.
Indeed, yes.
Because it's nighttime, so it does double, and then she tripled it. So it's
Ah,
like
well, it's-
2,100 damage.
This thing's dead.
In any case, it's dead before it doubles, so I'm like, wow, that was anticlimactic. And then I'm like, go Deimos, kill the other one.
Deimos
When the
is
Baylor
so smart.
dies,
Mhm.
when the Baylor dies, it blows up in this huge kind of like inferno of flame.
Oh, can I flip down my visor just, to like, or shield my eyes just, oh, it's so bright, I need some shade.
As a reaction.
Yeah.
Roll dexterity
That's
check
a
as
insult
Moonscythe.
injury.
This will be a sleight of hand check. I want to see how fast you can react.
Not very.
14.
I
What'd you say?
attempt to do it, but I only duck my head.
All right, you're just in time. The Baylor is slightly slower than you. So you take half this. No. Everything but your face takes this damage.
Oh God!
Erwin, I mean, Adis, this bubble you put on me, it's quite acceptable. I ain't feeling nothing yet.
Was Adis not in there? Adis should be in there.
Oh no, I went off the map. How big of an explosion was it?
It's pretty big.
Okay. I'm still invisible and he's still shielded. I didn't roll a 1.
Okay. Dead. All right. Baylor 2 is very angry and pissed off. He comes up to you, Deimos, and
shouldn't it be my turn because Renly just went?
no, wait. Yes, it's your turn. Go ahead.
That back on. Because we can't adjust the concentration. I'm gonna move down here behind Renly and be like, "Yeah, get him, Deimos.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna walk him around like a dog.
You got this."
I'm gonna do it.
And I'm gonna try for some fun. Here. I am going to use my ability to increase the DC of this spell to... Let's see, it's 28, so it'll go up by 14. 42. So he fails and is now my bitch. Unless he's immune to charms.
Trying to charm him.
I'm dominating him.
Which concentration are you dropping?
My invisibility. I already am. My invisibility.
Oh.
I'm gonna drop my invisibility.
Okay, you impose your will over this thing. So two things have happened because the creature was enraged because its ally and all its friends had just died. So he was about to activate. You know, he was in the middle of emotional enragement. He was about to activate something new. But you cast Dominate Monster, so the spell is going to take effect. I need you to do a contested check against the Baylor real quick. So this would be it could be. Let me see what your Wisdom modifier is.
Plus 8.
Yeah, make a contested Wisdom check against this creature.
Right. Whatever it comes out, I'm gonna spark it.
Well,
So-
you kill it. So you just impose your will over the thing, and you can feel its conscientiousness, its sentience, basically just crumble before you. And after a moment passes, the creature is standing there, subservient and docile.
I will tell it to turn around, bend over, insert into mouth, and point its butt at Deimos.
Okay.
That's all I got. It's got to be something
All right.
relatively simple. So it's like turn around,
It
bend over,
complies.
put it in mouth.
All right. Deimos be like,
I'm very confused in what happened.
It's all yours, Deimos.
I'm gonna walk over around here. I'm gonna grab its whip, grab it, wrap it around it, just throw it a few times, start strangling it, and start running over it this way like a dog.
Okay. So you're dragging it on the ground?
Yeah, I'm trying to pretty much just strangle him with his own whip as I'm pulling him away from the rest of the party.
Okay.
I'm like,
All right, so you
"Howdy
drag it off in
ho,
that direction?
my boys."
What was that? I'm assuming it'd probably take a while to do all this. I'm hasted, but still. Yeah, I'm pulling him as
No,
far as
you
I
can move pretty quickly. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
Rest of
does
you,
it
any
damage?
doing anything?
I'm suffocating them.
I'm gonna nut check
Yeah,
him
it's
just
died.
like Pepin taught me.
This last spell, I can concentrate on this for up to an hour, but every time he takes damage, he gets another save.
He's not taking damage if he's suffocating. He likes it.
Oh my god, if you're gonna get suffocated like that? Uh,
Maybe
Strangling a
they-
Baylor with
hey.
his own whip.
Oh
while
my
he's giving it
God.
while he's giving himself head, so it's technically sexual asphyxiation.
Yes, it's actually
Okay, so
pleasurable for him.
so over the course of the next 10 minutes, Deimos, you wrap this thing's neck up. Adis, you dominate its mind, so it's not fighting. And over the course of the next 10 minutes, Deimos, you slowly choke it to death.
Make sure I'm pulling him farther and farther and farther away for this
I feel like
explosion
stop
to hit
spreading the
everybody.
fire. Yes, go in that direction.
Wait,
I'll-
this way. Towards
Okay,
the
okay,
plants.
I'll get
yeah, over-
Hydron to put out the fires.
okay. So he starts going around and spraying out a flame brush growth. Deimos, you pull the demon away. A few minutes go by, and the rest of you see a huge explosion from the direction that Deimos was in. Deimos, did you have any contingency plan on how to avoid the explosion, or are you just going to take it?
I walk through it.
He was immune to fire, right?
I have no
Oh, that's
idea
right.
what is going on, but Deimos is actually
Alright.
thinking his like weightlifting is paying off. He's so confused.
Alright, it blows up around you, and you come walking back there.
As he was dragging it away, I yell at Deimos and tell him, "Don't forget to rip it off."
Oh, don't worry.
You see through the explosion, I look like gosh damn like Bruce Willis goes like an explosion, except I'm walking away from it like really fast, like a little bit of sweat because it's explosion. So I think it might still blow me up. But I got a Baylor dick in my hand.
Okay.
Deimos, can you absorb energy you're immune to? Like, can you cap absorb energy if you're immune to it?
Wait.
Technically,
I use my bonus action as I'm pulling it away to absorb the explosion of the Baylor into the hat.
But science!
Well,
Science
no,
purposes.
with immunity, damage is still done. It just doesn't affect the target.
This is insane. All right.
Yeah, I'll take
Mechanically
that.
speaking.
Something.
Yeah, it's
And
fine.
everybody hit you with everything you've got. I want to do 4 trillion damage.
You know, Deimos, I appreciate what you did there, but with the spell you had on you and your new helmet, you know, I set that guy up for you,
I appreciate it.
and then you just drug him off.
Well, in my defense, I thought it would be funny to pull him away like a dog.
That was pretty funny. So what'd you think of my new? What'd you think of my
I
new
was like,
spell?
hello, big Baylor guy, who's supposed to be one of the top guys in hell. I'm gonna pull you away. And if it's, it wasn't pretty for him. I don't think he's gonna live that one down. Well, he can't because he's dead.
What'd you think of that new spell, Deimos?
Man, fucking tastic. Look
That
at
was
me.
the first. That's the first time I used it.
It's insane. Why, we should have been using
but
this all along. I would have
as a
been blown
point-
up way less.
As a point of order, though, Midas,
Mm-hmm.
if it took him 10 minutes to do that, he would not have been protected from the Baylor's explosion.
Didn't take 10 minutes.
Actually, wait a second. Wait a
Nah,
second.
it's fine.
It
He's
only
fine.
lasts for a minute.
Cast
It only lasts for a
Deception.
minute.
It was fine. It was fine.
Okay.
It was right on the edge of a minute.
Okay.
Got him.
So,
That's
all right. Question for you guys: how are you guys doing on time? It's 12 o'clock now. I did have another
fine.
encounter kind of planned, but if it's too late, since we started late, we can save it for next week.
I am fine.
I'm
How long
good.
are we thinking it's gonna go for?
Mm.
The reason, like, I'm probably good, but I gotta work at like another 17-hour shift tomorrow because it's like another one of my crunch days.
The last of the crunch day. Like,
My
is it half an
little
hour or
lap.
1 hour more?
We could just skip all the fluff and get straight to the encounter.
It could
No,
be. It
the
could be
stuff
like.
is good.
It could be fairly fast.
Well, is it a? Is
how you
it
doing
a,
it?
Like, is it like a story type encounter, or is it just like a normal run into some mobs? Like
Oh, it's
this
definitely a
sometimes?
story encounter.
Then maybe we should wait till next week so that you can give us the full tension of it, and we don't have to like rush it or anything.
Okay, Ellen, how
I-
are you doing
I
on time?
would- Yeah, I would
Yeah.
appreciate not skimming.
Yeah.
Okay.
I work mornings now, so yeah, I'd be down to just start off next week. Do
Okay.
it right.
I should be.
So
good
as you
next
guys,
week.
all right, so, Cool. So what we'll do is we'll end with this. As you guys clear off the remainders of the demons, having become more accustomed to fighting these creatures now, you guys remember that no divine magic will heal these wounds. Um, you
I do
guys look
feel a little.
around. Yeah, it takes you guys a little bit of time to recover from the wounds, and so a few minutes go by, and as you look up, you look around. You guys realize that you are on you are right on the border of the shores of Tranquility, which is a mile from you guys are a mile out from the shoreline. So this whole area is becoming the shores of Tranquility, and Akelia is not there.
No,
Akelia,
she's right here.
Akelia is missing.
No. Actually, she's right there. I'll do a perception roll to show you that she's literally right there.
We can do a
we
perception
have
roll.
No, see, she's right here. You can't take this away from me. Nope. No.
You see, I am literally pointing at the ground at a rock.
See, I swear, Mr. DM in the sky, she's under this rock. Just bring her back. Problem solved. No bad things.
Can someone scry on the amulet Shiva got on or on her? Like, no, actually, it'd be really hard to scry on her. Can anyone scry on crap? Can you scry on an amulet someone is wearing? I don't know.
Yes, as long as you've seen it before.
I fly up into the sky as high as I can go to see if I notice anything.
Elwyn, as you get to about 100 feet up in the air, you see sparks and disturbances in the atmosphere to the north of you. You know how like the northern lights or the aurora borealis look like in the sky? It's just like glistening colors and light effects in the atmosphere. That's what you kind of see to the north of you as approaching the horizon and the shoreline. Arcane interactions, and even from this distance, you can tell that the amounts of arcane energy being shedded and clashing with each other are pretty intense to the north of you, towards the ocean.
I whistle at everyone and point in that direction and just start flying.
Alright, I'll turn into Big Homie G Dragon, pick them up and follow him. And grab him along the way. Because I'm pretty sure I'll fly him.
Okay. As you guys head in that direction, you realize a couple things happen. The first thing is that the terrain around you begins to change. The shores of Tranquility are not named that for no reason. There is a incredibly pacifying effect to them. It's as if the pace of life and the speed of the turning of the universe slows in this realm, in this zone. There is no along with it is gone any kind of hint of fear or animosity. Tranquilness overcomes you. So that's one thing. That's the nature of the area. The second thing is that you recognize the incredible amount of arcane energy just kind of weaving through this area. Those of you, all of you have been gifted with the awakening, the ability to see beyond reality. And glimpsing into the weave, you can see that it is focused and knotted and bunched in this area. The threads of the weave are thick through here. This is also the direction Renly.
Oh, the remains of the essence of the celestial.
Yeah, the celestial presence was also in this direction.
The knotted weave, does it seem like it's a disturbance in the force, or is it like a natural
It's like the
current?
the weave has been braided and crafted and woven together to be thick in this area.
Somebody from flying with things they're not supposed to.
Okay.
That is awesome. Okay.
All right. So that's what we'll pick up with next week.
Um, did you look at that one, Midas, while we were fighting?
I did not, but I'll catch
No.
it in a bit.
I'm a big wham.
All right.
I'm a big whamma jamma.
All right, appreciate it so much.
Hey, thanks,
Awesome.
Midas.
Yeah, it was
That was
fun.
great.
Have
See you
have a
guys
good
next
night,
week.
guys.
You
Yeah,
too.
Have a
catch you
good
next week.
night.
Yeah,
See ya.
Hey,
See ya,
Deimos.
see ya.
Hey,
I want
Deimos.
to say 50-50. I literally don't know for the game tomorrow, but it's the last day of crunch time.
And then he's free.
And then this fat ass is free.
That's
so,
cool.
There's a good chance I'll be able to play, but there's also a chance I'll maybe do half the game or whatever you guys do. I don't know.
Hey, you've got
Who fucking
17
knows?
hours of work? Ooh.
It's crazy.
Well, actually, it
crazy.
might not be. I might if I got out earlier. Like last week, I put in like 90 something hours. It was a pain in the ass.
Hey, Deimos. I
Yeah,
made
that's
that
just dumb.
just for you.
I appreciate it.
7
dude.
judgments.
It's
I
legit.
gotta read it.
I'm just like.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys next week.
Nighty night.